lovelies, and welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda's channel. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload a video, you will be the first person to be notified. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for all the love and support. To those people that share my videos and leave commentaries, you guys are the real MVP. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Alright, lovelies, let's dive into this video.
So lovelies, I came across this video on my For You page on TikTok, and I thought to share with you guys. Well, sister is actually, giving reasons why she feels that our brothers are actually getting married to pan-colored women. Guys, she gave a lot of reasons and people are actually reacting to it. I'm just gonna roll the clip as well as some of the reasons or some of the stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. Alright,
so many black men date and marry outside of their race for a social boost, for a confidence boost. And I know this to be true because I once had a conversation like this online, and a white woman DM'd me and was like, I've been married to my black husband for like over 10 years and he constantly berates black women to me. And she was like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I don't think he loves me. I think he loves what I represent in whiteness socially. And the way I just swiped it back to unread because I said, child. What's so interesting is I'm sure there were times that you were presented with glimmers of that before, but because it never harmed you, you didn't care to pay it any attention. You don't just wake up after 10 years and be like, I think he hates black women. No. You've seen that from early. But because you are the prize, you are the token in this scenario, you were willing to act unaware. That's not for me to unpack, because not only do I not have time for you, I defo don't have time for your man.
So the issue I have with this explanation is that if it applies to men, which let's assume that it does, it most definitely applies to women also. This book, The Dating Divide, Race and Desire in the Era of Online Romance, was written by sociologists, and what it does is look at dating patterns today. What it found was that all men of all races primarily preferred women from their own race first, whereas women of all races had a preference for white men first, and then they had a preference for men of their own race. So when you want to talk about social mobility and the desire to move up, you have to include black women in that conversation, not based upon what I made up, but just based upon the evidence. And this is one of the issues that I have with these kinds of conversations. It can hyper focus on what men are doing wrong, what black men are doing wrong, and we're never really looking in the mirror as women. You mean to tell me that black men are the only ones who desire social mobility, but black women don't? Arguably more so, based upon the evidence. That is what we have found. And so I think if we continue to have these conversations that are really based upon maybe our own ideas or anecdotal experiences, but do not include data from actual sociologists and studies that can help shape these conversations, then it can start to promote misinformation. And in my opinion, it can really help fuel this unnecessary gender divide that's not really helping anyone.
That's not the only reason, but yes, a lot of men, black men in particular, date white women because, one, they're anti-black, they have internalized racism, and two, a lot of them feel like moving up in the world requires being with, dating, marrying a white woman because they are of a higher social class. This is why you see so many professional football players with white wives. They're in a new socioeconomic status by being with a white woman. A lot of those white women come from money. Black people who are anti-black, mostly men, tend to have mixed children because they want to soften the features in themselves that they hate. Anti-blackness is literally everywhere. Saying good hair versus bad hair. Don't stay in the sun too long. Light skin is the right skin. Yes, I heard that growing up. People who date outside of their race often have internalized racism.
So many black men date and marry outside of their race for a social boost, for a confidence boost. A white woman DM'd me and was like, I've been married to my black husband for like over 10 years and he constantly berates black women to me. That's not for me to unpack, because not only do I not have time for you, I defo don't have time for your man.
Claiming that black men date white women for a social boost is just something that people say to cope with the fact that they may not be as top tier as they thought. It helps them cope with the fact that they just aren't desired. Not because of their skin color, but because of their personality or their way of life. And personally, I do believe that racial fetishization is a bit cringy. However, it's only apparent when it comes to hookup culture or loose dating, which you can't really find stats for. This is where terms like, once you go black, you never go back come from, because of people's experience with hooking up with that specific race. Even more reason why hookup culture should be terminated, but yeah, y'all don't want to hear that. But when you look at things from a marriage statistics perspective, her claims are not supported whatsoever. And while I think that calling interracial dating a social boost is an insane thing to say, when you have a culture that foot stomps not needing a man, specifically a black man, a culture that celebrates single motherhood, a culture that disrespects black men and says they ain't ish, and a culture that highlights the I can do bad all by myself mindset, I don't think it's unfair to say that those men may start looking for more traditional women. And if in your head that traditional woman automatically means white to you, hey, I mean, if the shoe fits. But I tell you what, those passport bros that y'all hate so much, they ain't going outside the country looking for specifically white women. They going to the Philippines, Brazil, Thailand, the Dominican Republic. So maybe instead of demonizing black men, you should ask yourself, am I the problem? And this is not to say that I believe that all black men are alleviated from fault in all categories. Fathers are not in the home, and that's just a fact. But when it comes to dating people, y'all treat interracial dating, specifically black men dating outside of their race, as if it's some epidemic that needs to be stopped, when in reality it's just not. But if you're going to question it, why not at least just try to dig deeper to find out why this may be, instead of just using buzzwords to come up with your conclusions?
But black men marry outside of their race more than every other group of men per capita.
And I'm not making this as an excuse or an example.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that cannot be attributed purely to coincidence. But I'm loyal to the black woman because she suffered the most at the hands of this society and this planet. And because I come from a black woman, I have a special obligation towards her. And when I look at when our successful black men tend to marry out or reproduce outside of the community, on some level, it can be insulting to our sisters.
Okay.
I consider it insulting to the community as a whole. As someone who works in the school, I've had to entertain conversations with black girls who are asking Dr. Umar, is there something wrong with me? Because it appears that when you all make it, y'all always abandon the community in pursuit of your spouse.
Let's be clear. So you think that only black people should stay with black people? Listen to me. Many races, many different people of different cultures believe in marrying within your culture, believe with marrying in your race. There are even people who are black in different countries who believe you should marry, if you're Nigerian, you should marry a Nigerian, or if you're this, you should. That's not an awkward thing. That's not a weird thing. It just makes sense, right? And it helps build communities when you marry within your own race or your own culture. However, we are in a mixing pot. People marry out. There's nothing wrong with marrying who we want to marry. That's a good thing. However, are you doing it for love, or are you doing it for alternative reason? If this was a group of white men with black women and they were saying, oh, cheers to more dark-skinned children, cheers to more black children, would that not be weird? Would we not be looking at these men like, what type of fetishizing, weirdo, hate yourself stuff is this? Like, it's not good no matter what color the men are. It's weird. And these men and these women, these non-black women should question, why is this man with me if it's to have these light-skinned children? And it doesn't even make sense to say cheers to more light-skinned children, because just because you have a child with a non-black person does not mean your child will be light-skinned. Some mixed people are dark-skinned. They come in all different colors. We're black, right? And their fathers are black. So it just feels awkward to say that, and it feels very unsettling to say something like that. You have black men or black women who marry for love, and you can tell, like, for instance, that one couple, Spice and Rice, I think is their name. I could tell he married that Asian woman because he completely loves her. They've spoken about it. They've talked about it. He has no ill intent towards black women. He don't care about that. He didn't marry her to have this mixed child. He loved that woman, and everything that comes from that marriage is beautiful, right? But then you have these men like this in this video who clearly didn't marry for love, but married for alternative weird reasons, or dated or had children with these women not because of love, but because of some other mental thing.
So, lovelies, if I must actually understand what she is trying to pass across, is that the fact that we see a lot of our brothers getting married to pan-colored women or being in a relationship with pan-colored women, they are actually doing such a thing because of the society they find themselves as a black man, or as a result of their social life, like they want to have a social burst. And coming from Dr. Omar actually agreeing to this fact that a lot of our brothers do this because of this social burst, and this actually got me thinking. So if you are actually dating this or getting married to these white women because of this society, let's just assume you know how the society is bad and how it treats black people, talk more of a black man. So you decide that you want to get the privilege, or maybe get a self satisfaction, or maybe you want to be in a safer side because you want because of that you want to date or marry these pan-colored women. What happened when you eventually got into such social classes that you crave for, and the love is no longer there, or there's no love at all? What really happened when when all of those things are gotten, and what is the next step? Without even forgetting the fact that some of these pan-colored women, that these black men are also doing this thing to get back at their racist parent. Yeah, there's a video that I actually reacted to that proved this. Majority of these, like, I won't call them, when I just say 60% of them, share that most of their white women counterpart actually do this to get back at their racist parent, because they are doing this to get back at them, but they don't know that this stuff that they are actually doing is actually putting their boyfriend in danger, or their husband in danger. Seriously. But you, as a brother, you think you're doing this to actually for your social whatever you want to do, but you do not know that your spouse is also, like, that means all those things are just fake. I don't want to believe that all of those things are just fake. Okay, I will not also dispute the fact that there are some men who's, they prefer to date outside, which is very, very okay. Like, I often even tell both, black women, black men, date where you are needed, where you will be treated, rightly, or where you feel that you are comfortable, or when you think that your race is not forthcoming, and you see other race that will actually treat you well. I will not be racist towards you. We actually respect you and their boundaries and all of that, because at least we still have some good individuals. You can actually go ahead. I can't dispute the fact that there's a relationship that is still based on, love in terms of intuition and preference. So I don't want to believe that majority of these men, or majority of our brothers, are actually dating outside of the race because of, it's not really unbelievable, but it's just too bad that we have to, like, do some certain things, go through some kind of sacrifices to be accepted in a society. I will still blame all of this in society because the society has really failed. As someone of color, someone of, with the melanin, the society have really failed black people. And Omar have given instances. This lady have given the reasons. And it just gave me thinking all through if this is just justifiable. Okay, another question I keep asking myself is about this group of guys that they call the passport bros. Is it that they still do this thing for social boost or for what? Is it because these passport bros will actually leave their comfort zone, travel out of their comfort zone to go find a love? I am not seeing such people as people that actually do that for a social burst. I think I'm seeing it as some people that actually want to explore or looking for people that they might want to be in control or something like that. Seriously, when I saw this video, I was just a little bit, and I decided to bring it up here so that we all can dialogue. If you think that she's actually, spitting fact, you can as well leave it in a comment section of what you think. Because what do I know? We all are here to learn, to, educate ourselves and all of that. Because I just like it. I just like getting informed. So if you think otherwise as well, like maybe what she's been saying or what she has said so far, it just, and you as a black brother, you could just share the reasons why you think so. If it's about social burst, if it's about, whatever reasons, you could just share it in the comment section. And if you feel that okay, they find love somewhere, you can because love can actually take you to so many places. They say that you can find love in strange places. So you never know. Anyways, lovelies, why not just, leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. So please share this video, subscribe to this channel if you're here to do that, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.
If you have watched up to this extent, thank you so much for all the love and support. Why not just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. Don't forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We're just here for educational purposes. So please share this video, subscribe to this channel if you're here to do that, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next